Hello and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. It's me, Rich, and I'm back with another Transfer Talk Roundup show. Please do smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. The support on the channel over the last couple of weeks has just been absolutely amazing. We've gone past 5,000 subscribers. We're on the road now to 10K, so please help us get there by liking, subscribing, and get your comments in, your thoughts on the latest developments. Not too much to report. A twist in the tail of the Mingueza deal, or apparent Mingueza deal, a couple of new players linked to Aston Villa, and I guess one that's probably not going away. Looks like this player is going to be courted around various clubs across the January window. But first of all, talk on the FA Cup. Obviously, we have still interest in this competition, beating West Ham on Friday night. And it's now been shown that we've drawn Tottenham Hotspur at home in the fourth round. So another all Premier League tie. We couldn't get an easier one, I suppose. But at least it wasn't Manchester United away or an away tie nonetheless. So, yeah, Tottenham at home. We'll see how we get on. Obviously, if we can win that, that's another big team out and gives us another big opportunity to go further in this competition. So I think it's the weekend of around the 7th and 8th of February. So a few games in between, a lot to happen in between that, and hopefully a couple of new signings to maybe play in that game. So who knows? We'll bring on Tottenham and we'll see how we get on. So Oscar Mingueza, yes, it looks like from yesterday, I saw reports that we were willing to pay the €20 million release clause for him. Now it's revealed that Aston Villa haven't agreed to pay that €20 million release clause fee, apparently. And RB Leipzig, I think, are interested, and I think it might be Juventus or Milan are interested in him. And he favours the move to Italy, apparently. So we'll see about that. But yeah, it looks like Aston Villa haven't said that they're willing to trigger the release clause. So interesting to see that developing. Obviously, we know we've got a right back that we're looking to get. But with Nedeljkovic now not going to Valencia, it looks like maybe there's a little bit of a snag there with what we can do. But I would be confident in us getting a right back. But maybe we're reviewing other options. Mingueza, though, on my look at in terms of the versatility and what I saw yesterday, could be a good option at a good price. So we'll wait and see. Obviously, there's loads and loads of deals, loads of negotiation, loads of agents and various clubs putting out stories, trying to put pressure on various clubs. You know, Villa or whoever saying that Villa are willing to do the deal, that might push another club to try and force them to make a deal. Now they're saying that Villa aren't looking to do a deal. Maybe that forces Villa's hand. Who knows what's going on with these transfer dealings? But yeah, interesting to see that we went from willing to pay the deal to now of not agreed to anything. So we'll see how that goes. But you let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are you looking at this? Is it just part of January that all this type of stuff happens, and are you expecting something to be done this week with him? Marlon deal still there or thereabouts. I think the clubs are getting closer to an agreement. Borussia Dortmund still holding firm on wanting, the €30 million. Villa have upped their bid to around about the €25 million mark. So I'm sure something will be done there, but it needs to, we want it done sooner rather than later with all the games we've got coming up. So we shall see about that. And the one I wanted to talk about a little bit was Kolo Muani, because he looks like he's the player who is going to be linked to various clubs, and lots of, I guess, credible sources, if we talk about them, sources on social media, have linked Villa with Muani quite heavily. So maybe there is something in this. And, obviously I've talked about John Duran with PSG interest. I don't think it'll happen this January, but it's definitely one to watch. And Is being courted by Villa. Well, they've tried to court him to Villa. They've tried to court him to various other clubs in the Premier League. I think Tottenham as well, and I'd imagine clubs across Italy. So he looks like he wants out. So it's going to be interesting to see whether he does move in January and whether Aston Villa is one of those potential destinations, and whether we do something with him in the view that John Duran goes to PSG maybe in the summer. Who knows? We don't know what happens with these deals, but I think Muani is probably one to watch in this window. Obviously, we've also been linked with Chukwueze as well. So I don't know. Could you see Marlon and Muani come to Aston Villa, or is it all hinging on the fact of whether we get Marlon done? Does that then take out the fact of needing a Chukwueze or a Kolo Muani as well? We have quite a few games to come up. Like I say, players can get injured, players can come out of form. We still don't really have a huge amount of options. So could you carry two of those kind of players in the squad and utilize them readily with the number of games that we've got? Again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. But I think it's an interesting one to raise on Muani because, like I say, quite a few sources, I guess, who are closer to the action than others, if you want to say that, have kind of said that Villa are potentially in for this player. So yeah, watch this space. Now, couple of players that we have been linked with, different names this time. Nico Gonzalez, who was at Barcelona, now of Porto, looks a really interesting link. And I think he's got a 40 million euro release clause, although Barcelona would command some of that in terms of a sell-on clause. Was, as I say, at Barcelona, started in Barcelona B team, then Barcelona first team, scored 2 goals in 27 appearances, went on loan to Valencia as well during that time, scored 1 goal in 26 appearances. Then transferred to Porto in 2023, scoring 7 goals in 41 appearances, and has represented Spain at under 17s and under 21 level. He's 23 now, 6'2", so pretty tall. I guess really cultured midfielder as well. And if we look at his SOFA score stats, has some good pedigree this season and done very, very well. Now I hear Liverpool are interested in him as well, so he's caught in some big names, some big teams. High pressing and long ball seem to be his strengths. Can play in defensive midfield, can play in central midfield as well. Has a good rating in the Portuguese league this season. Predominantly down that left-hand side, but does obviously cover the whole of the pitch. 16 games started, 16 games played, 3 teams of the week. 5 goals this season already, 5 big chances missed. So definitely gets into the box, definitely knows where the goal is. 4 goals from inside the box, as I said, 1 from outside the box. 3 with his right foot, 1 with his left foot, 1 with his head. 3 assists as well. So yeah, very, very creative, as well as knowing where the goal is, knows how to score goals. 90% in terms of the passing accuracy, but we know Porto are obviously very highly rated in their league, will keep a lot of possession. But 75% in terms of accurate long ball, 71% in terms of chip passes. So again, technical ability very high, 4.1 ball recoveries per game, 49% in terms of total duels won. So look, 51% for the ground duels and 44% for the aerial duels, and 7.9 possession loss. So pretty good player, and I guess will be being watched by many clubs across Europe. And interesting to see Aston Villa being one of those names that would be linked. Now, would he go to an Aston Villa first, let's say, before going to a Liverpool or a Bayern Munich or a Real Madrid or something like that? Obviously, he's been at Barcelona and then tried to make his career and go to Porto. So look, he is definitely one who wants first team football, I would say, and has gone and got that, and now is making his own path and looking at other big clubs interested in him. So it would be a real coup if Aston Villa could get him. Now, you guys, again, let me know your thoughts in the comments, but interesting and probably exciting one to be linked with. Now, the second player we've been linked with is a defender called Joel Ordonez from Club Bruges, Ecuadorian. Looks a real strong player, only 20 years of age, 6'2", and has been at Bruges since 2023, scored 1 goal in 34 appearances, represented Ecuador from under 15s, under 20s, and now has 4 caps for the full national team. And I think Wolves have been interested in him. Newcastle have been interested in him. So I think a number of clubs in the Premier League have been interested in him. And Aston Villa, the latest one to be linked with him now. We know we're in the market for a centre-back. Obviously, if Diego Carlos moves on as well. Now, this could be a really interesting player. I don't know whether he played against Aston Villa. It'd be interesting to see if you guys in the comments could say and whether he did feature, because they kept a clean sheet against us and we didn't really get near them. So that could have been where he was alerted to Aston Villa, or where maybe journalists have put two and two together and got the link from. But if we look at his across the right hand side predominantly, as I've said. So with Carlos maybe moving on, this could be a next player in from there. 14 starts from 16, one goal, as I said before, and from inside the box, no assists, but obviously he's a centre-back, but has created one big chance. 4 clean sheets in the Bruges side this season, 2.6 ball recoveries, 3.6 clearances. Only one error has led to a goal. 51% in terms of duels won, 55% aerial duels, so not too bad on that front, and 47% in terms of ground duels. So could be one to bring in and be maybe an understudy to an Ezri Konsa, only 20 years of age, so a bit of learning there to do, probably a little bit rugged, a little bit rough around the edges, but one to maybe bring on and looks strong, looks powerful, and could really be an excellent player in our defence. So look, we know we're in the market for centre-backs, we know we're in the market for right-backs, we know we're in the market for wide forwards. So all these names are going to get mentioned, but just interesting to see. The names like Muani is not going away. Mingueza is still there or thereabouts, and Marlon, hopefully we can get that deal over the line. But in the background, could you see Chukwueze? Could you see, as I said, Kolo Muani maybe coming in addition to or instead of Marlon? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll be back tomorrow with a bit more of a transfer talk special with Gareth, maybe profiling some of these players in a little bit more detail, and one or two others that he might think could link with Aston Villa very, very well. So look out for that one. And then Fans Forum / Everton preview on Tuesday night. So loads to come on the channel. Make sure you smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, help us continue to grow. Get your comments in. Thank you all for watching. And as always, remember, we'll follow the Villa.